Hi. Hi, it's April Braswell. Hi, this is basically a bit of the excerpt from my speech tonight. I'm a member of Divine Light Toastmasters here in Orange County. With everything going on with social distancing as well as safer at home and to please stay at home being the edict, especially here in California and in a number other areas here across the United States and in other countries during this pandemic with the coronavirus. So, tonight, the topic that I chose was to speak on networking. It was, in fact, an assignment that I was given about 3 weeks ago. Remember 3 weeks ago when we could still touch and we could still be in person? So the assignment was given actually back then, but here I am needing to speak on it and present on it in terms of things that I learned and kind of guidance to give to others around networking, that it's so different now 3 weeks later. So the title that I gave it was Hi, Welcome. The title that I gave it was From a Distance, Networking Now in the Age of Social Distancing. So, just that, this is something where we are all dealing with social distancing, needing to network, needing to connect. I'm known as America's midlife dating coach. I present usually on dating. However, it's very much, hi, good evening. It's very much the same skill set for dating as it is in networking. So, they're very quite similar. And I don't necessarily recommend this quite the same way for dating, although you can do it a bit while we're kind of all waiting right now. This is really to be applied with our networking, professional networking, building relationships while we cannot be in person. So, the first thing that I was letting people know is the first key for networking now that we're in social distancing is the first thing is to embrace the change. This is how it is. This is how things are. In which case, hello, thank you. Welcome from Algeria. Thank you so much for chiming in. And so this is the reality that we all are having to deal with. We all have to deal with social distancing. This is a pandemic. It affects the whole country. It affects the whole world. So I'm so glad that people are here from other countries. I was kind of experimenting with going live at a different time today. I usually do a live in the morning. I'm hoping to do around 7 o'clock. It's probably going to be 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, of where I do a guided meditation each morning. So with doing this kind of experience is exactly the kind of thing we each need to be embracing. That embrace this current reality is that we cannot be in person. So we're all going to have to be challenged. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. We're all going to have to be challenged to embrace a couple of the different. Sorry, we have a little internet glitch there going on. The social distancing, one of the problems for folks who want to get sober or stay sober is all the anxiety and triggers will often get triggered very strongly when you're alone. And in isolation, it just makes it more so. So I want to be findable for my ladies so that I can support them during this time, which is probably going to go on for a while. The second thing that I recommend, so let me pause on that last thing about embracing the changes, is I do recommend number two is to challenge yourself and to step out of your box and really sort of step up on a pedestal. Pick a couple of the platforms. I have some clients, I have a coaching client who is I like to refer to them as freshly minted chiropractors. I do stuff here. I have a whole holistic approach that I use with living and with coaching. So I do get clients who are new with establishing their business, their practice as holistic practitioners. He's younger. I have another client where she is younger. They're in their 20s. They're at Instagram. So if your people, kind of your tribe, is more over at Instagram, embrace Instagram and go do more of your connecting over at Instagram. The third thing that I recommend is that whole thing of where we chart our own course, which means I want you to slow down. one of the things when we're in this kind of turmoil, there's stress, it's all very different and very quickly, the changes are happening very quickly and updates are happening every 12 hours and every day and every week. It feels quite intense, in which case we can be like that ship really tossed about on the ocean with where do I look? What do I do? How do I go do this? There are so many marketing solutions and everyone's pitching this. And it's kind of hard to pick and choose, isn't it? Pick one. Pick one, pick two, pick three. Slow down. You do not have to try to do all 15 platforms. You do not need to have to try to connect with your friends on too many different platforms. Slow down and aim to reconnect and kind of deepen the relationship with maybe friends you haven't talked with for a while. I went to the same school from kindergarten through 12th grade. There were people who we were friends. I mean, we weren't, closest buddies. We were friends. We all knew each other. And it's one of the things that's happening now because I was kind of newly Christian my senior year in high school. I kind of describe it, I was a toddler as a Christian at the time. Have a much deeper relationship with the Lord. I am spiritually infused. I regularly connect with spirit. It's a whole relationship that's going all the time. So what's interesting is with a few of them in particular, they're doing some interesting ministry work as their volunteer work. Hi, thank you for chiming in. Please say hello in the comments and let me know where you're connecting from and how I can pray for you as well too, what you're doing and where you are and how you're staying connected. So some of those people who I was kind of friends with, but just a little bit back in high school, we're resonating spiritually so much more now. And it's kind of neat and cool. In fact, one of the ladies, I'm kind of hoping she says yes, her name is Joyce. I won't, reveal too much so she doesn't get embarrassed if she does say no, she's doing a ministry called Go. And she's helping and feeding the homeless where she is. She's taking precautions. She's doing very specific things. I just love that she's doing that. And I'd love to interview her here and some other people like that. If you're doing some interesting work where you are, where you're helping people to be taken care of, to be fed, to do some volunteer work that way at an appropriate manner, I'd love to interview you. Please chime in the comments. Let me know how we can connect. And I'm happy to aim to arrange that where it's appropriate. And that's one of the ways that we can deepen those relationships we already have. And that's actually where we have some of our best networking, where you'll hear all these wonderful tactics, and it's true, statistics in terms of it's cheaper to get referrals and to have returning customers where they're renewing customers, that they stay your clients in some way, or they stay your patients in some way. At a deeper level, what's so marvelous is we have amazing relationships then when we're doing that. We have real relationships. It's not transactional. It's not transactional in dating, and it's not transactional in business. We want to create lasting, meaningful, impactful relationships in business. All of us are wanting to have impact and influence in a positive way where we are. The last part, the wrap here for what we can all do, it is true we are missing being in person. The particular event that I was going to be kind of reporting on was a competition where we were in person, and this was 3 weeks ago. Can you believe it? It was only 3 weeks ago. Or now, I guess 3.5 weeks ago now. And that's just, we're not in person anymore. It's different. People do feel isolated. And if you live alone, you might really feel isolated, in which case I am saying, give yourself a hug. We literally need that physical touch. Give yourself a hug that way. And you can, give yourself a nice hand massage, do good connection that way for yourself. The last wrap is that we cannot touch in person now. What we can do over the internet, we are so blessed to have that, where we have Wi-Fi and we have some of the basic necessities. Our food is taken care of. I have legumes. I'm good with stockpiling that way, having lived in earthquake territory for years. We can connect by our hearts and our souls. That vibration, that energy, we can communicate that through the internet. It's kind of amazing. That's part of what's so cool at the social media sites, at YouTube, at Facebook during our lives like this. We can connect. We're in person. Hello, and please do chime in the comments. Say hello where you're connecting from. Share some of your heart and soul with me about what you're dealing with where you are. And God bless. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for connecting by your heart and your soul. And do that where you are. We can connect with our hearts and our souls, and just not with our hands right now. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Have a marvelous week ahead. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining me. Night, night.